Well, I'm back with another worst to best list, and why not get this started with Kid Goku? I've done Adult Goku already, so now it's time to go back to the basics, the beginning of the beginning of the beginning, and do Kid Goku's English voice adaptations from worst to best. Which ones is going to be the worst, and which one is going to be the best? And ironically, out of all this listing, there is only one male Kid Goku that voiced him as a kid. So, and sadly, he's going to be really low at the bottom of the list, and it hurts me to put him at the bottom. But anyway, let's get things started, and let's start ranking this shit. The worst to best Kid Goku English voices, let's hit it.
Fight before I can eat, fine by me!
We knew this one was coming. Everyone knows my hatred for Colleen Clickenbeard as Kid Goku. Well, mainly as Kid Gohan, but God, she's just god-awful here as Kid Goku. I have so many complaints about her. The fact that she makes Kid Goku sound like Minnie Mouse sucked on some helium and was like, oh yeah, guys, this is great. She's a good, talented voice actress. Don't get me wrong. I like her voice a lot. She is great as mainly female protagonist, leader type characters. But as a boy, she just flat out sucks. You can tell she's just trying, and she sounds fucking terrible. I know a lot of people are fans of her voice work, and I'm a fan of her voice work too. She's great as warrior ladies or strong female type protagonists, but as Goku or Gohan, she's just terrible. She is awful and one of the worst adaptations of the character that I've heard. She is the worst adaptation of the character that I have heard so far. I mean, good God. You know it's bad when they didn't want to get her back to play Goku in Dragon Ball Daima. That's how bad she is. And she doesn't capture the wide-eyed expression joy or the innocence of Kid Goku or anything like that. She doesn't capture anything that I like in this performance. She sucks as Gohan too. I just cannot stand the voice to this character. It's just like, hey guys, it's me. Oh God. I don't like her performance here, and I probably will never like her performance as a boy character. You think this is bad? Her voice for Luffy from One Piece, which I am not a fan of One Piece, is insufferable. But I can tolerate it much more than I can tolerate her butchering and destroying of Kid Goku and Gohan. This is probably one of the main reasons I won't watch Kai. And I know Kai has a lot of good script reads and voice work and voice tweaks to it and better voice performances like Chris Ayers, the late but great Chris Ayers as Frieza. But right here is the reason I will not watch Dragon Ball Kai, because yeah, Colleen is just fucking terrible as Gohan. Every time I hear her voice as Gohan or Goku, it just, oh God, it makes something cringe up inside me. And it's just like, I would rather hear an infant scream on loop for 35 minutes or for 10 hours than hear one butchering of Kid Goku or Kid Gohan's voice. And no, I'm not going to just be unfair and just rank also throwing Kid Gohan in here, but no, she's just fucking terrible as Bold. She gives no shits in these performances. This is just terrible. I'm sorry to anyone who likes this performance or saying that Kai has the better script. You know what? Yeah, Kai may have the better script and etc., but it does not account for poor voice performances like Colleen. Colleen's voice performance is just god-awful in this. I'm done ranting about it. Let's move on to the next.
That's one up ahead! Wow! I just knocked this block off and he's still standing! I don't know.
Okay, this one's bad. And I hate to put Peter Kalamis in the bad category here, but his Kid Goku sounds like Rolf. I'm sorry to anyone that's a fan of this. His Kid Goku sounds like Rolf from Ed, Ed, and Eddie, and I love Rolf. Rolf is my favorite Ed and Eddie character, but he voiced adult Goku, and he made him sound phenomenal, fantastic, better than Sean Schimmel or any of the other English voice cast that has ever played adult Goku. But for the life of me, I cannot figure out why they had him do voice work as Kid Goku here. I guess to kind of mimic the original Japanese voice actress's version, being able to play both. But yeah, this was just bad, and really bad. He fits better as an adult Goku, but as a Kid Goku, no, this is just awful. Why they didn't have Saffron Henderson play him like they did for Gohan and etc., which, you know, they actually did do that for these clips and these moments, I have no earthly idea. I don't know what they were thinking, what they were smoking, but yeah, this is not good. And I love Peter Kalamas. I'm the biggest Peter Kalamas fan, especially of his Goku voice. And the fact that he just sounds horrifyingly bad here is pretty bad. He doesn't sound as bad as Colleen. I would rather listen to his performance over Colleen's any day, but it sounds like Rolf is getting into a few fights with a bunch of the Dragon Ball cast, and it just, oh good God, it just does not fit. No, it does not fit at all, and I don't like it. So, after these two, there's really not any more downright bad versions of Kid Goku, so let's move on.
I'm not gonna go easy on you just because you're paired.
Alright, Brienne Bonzi from Dragon Ball GT Final Bout isn't a terrible. It's mainly just voice clips here and there and a few off scenes. It really doesn't count as a performance, but what I heard isn't terrible. I think she fits for Goku. She's really not that bad, and I give her a pretty good thumbs up. I mean, it's so much better than listening to Colleen or Peter Kalamas' version, and I love those two as voice actors, so yeah, she's not bad. She's been known to go around the park, but, you know, listening to Final Bout's version, it's not really terrible. They did really well, and I think it was kind of a basis voice for her, or for Kid Goku anyway, to have this type of voice, and it kind of works. I'm not going to be on this one real long. I know I actually rank Stephen Bloom as the worst adult Goku, so seeing that this Final Bout is a little bit better here, and they've actually managed to capture a better version of Kid Goku, it fits a lot better. And I kind of like her voice. It sort of matches. This is just going to be more of a positive listing after this, but I don't have a whole lot to say. I like the performance. It was decent. There didn't really do anything too wrong, but there isn't a whole lot of clips to go around. So let's go on to the next one.
And I have a gift for you. Call me honey.
Next is Soleil Julian Delgado. I don't know. It's an Italian last name. I personally didn't mind her Goku, her Kid Goku. In fact, this might be one of the very first interpretations of Kid Goku that I ever heard. She did the voice work for Kid Goku in Mystical Adventure, and she was the original Dende before Laura Bailey took over the role. Do I think she's terrible? No, I actually think she's pretty passable. She doesn't really bring anything huge into the role, but I do like the performance, and it is watchable. In fact, I had Mystical Adventure on DVD, and I had it on VHS when I was a little tyke. So, yeah, I really do kind of find this one a very passable performance. The only thing is, well, she doesn't really get the whole angry Kid Goku down. That is definitely some major points against her. Other than that, she's able to make Kid Goku sound happily and bubbly and fun, but afterwards, yeah, there are just some points where, well, her version of Goku can be a little off, and it can be kind of grating, where she's trying to force anger. However, she did do Dende's voice quite well. I do like the direction that she did, but she's only in a couple of things, and I mainly remember her voice performance in Mystical Adventure. So, she's okay. I really don't have anything negative to say other than the fact that she really couldn't get angry Goku down like other people on this list could. She could get happy and overjoyed Goku, but I will say that her voice did sound a little too light for a boy, but nowhere near as bad as Colleen Clickenbeard's version. So, yeah, I think she's pretty good. I'm glad they didn't dub over her in the movies that were later on released, so pretty decent. Let's go on to the next one.
Come on, you monster! Come out of your shell!
Okay, we're going back to Canada now with Saffron Henderson as Kid Goku. And honestly, I find her performance pretty decent. It's not bad, it's not good, it's not really anything gigantic or anything phenomenal, but it's a very passable performance. She's also known for voicing Gohan in the Ocean dub of DBZ too. So, I don't really have anything too major to say here. She does basically a much better job than most of the other people that I'm ranking on this list, especially Colleen. But there is a very similar cadence to Colleen Clickenbeard's voice alongside of her voice, and I do notice that, but she was able to channel that cadence and make it a little better. You also probably recognize her voice from Inuyasha, where she voiced Koda, the little fox kid. So, yeah, fantastic performance as Koda. She's definitely known for voicing a variety of young male characters. I like her voice performance as Goku. In fact, the very first 13 episodes, she did a pretty good job. Back in the day when Dragon Ball was coming out on DVD, this saga was the only version you could own. And you could only get her version of Kid Goku in those first 13 episodes. But I've got to say, it's really not a bad performance at all. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty interesting to hear, and I do like her take on the character a lot more. She has the laugh down, she has kind of the happy-go-lucky innocence down, but she's definitely not the best version of Kid Goku. Of course, it's going to be obvious who I'm going to rank as my favorite Kid Goku, but Saffron definitely did get a good grasp on the character, on a way to paint the character forward. That's all I'm going to say. She definitely has some good acting chops. But I think she did better as Gohan than she did Kid Goku. That's just my personal opinion. In fact, when I watch the Ocean dub movies, I always am impressed with how she played Gohan, especially Gohan's anger and stuff. I wouldn't have mind hearing her version of Gohan if Ocean would got to be the main cast that got to dub DBZ from then on. I know there's more, but I would have loved to have heard her version in the Cell Saga, but as Goku, she does a really good job. I mean, it's nothing amazing, but she does a really good passable job. So much better than the other people below her on the list. So, that's all I've got to say. Let's move on to the next one.
4-starred? Then you must know just how special that Dragon Ball is to me.
Right. For third place, we have Zoe Salsur, who actually voiced Kid Goku in Dragon Ball GT in the Blue Water dub. Now, what do I have to say about this one? This is a damn good performance. A really damn good performance. She sounds very similar to, well, Saffron Henderson, but she's able to do her own thing about it. And she gives Goku more of a cockier attitude, which I really like in GT. That's kind of hard to do, to make Goku sound a little cockier than he's supposed to. And she's able to nail this down perfectly. I love her voice performance. Now, a lot of G Gundam fans might recognize her voice as Sai Saishi from Mobile Fighter G Gundam. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a big voice acting roster, which is really sad. I think she did fantastic knocking this out of the park as Kid Goku. I did go into detail on the Blue Water dub to Dragon Ball GT on my channel a couple years ago. So if you want to check that out, check it out to get more into detail on what I think. But man, she did such a good job. I was overly impressed with how good she was as Kid Goku. I mean, I didn't think anyone would take the best person's spot of this list, but man, she really did give her a run for her money. And I've got to say, I really like the laid-back attitude and the way that she's able to do the Kamehameha and pronunciation and stuff is kind of excellent. She was just fantastic. In fact, the Blue Water dub to GT is my go-to version of GT if I want to watch it in English. I normally watch GT in Japanese because of the script, but the Blue Water dub follows the script nearly to a T with just some minor name changes and stuff. But yeah, she does fantastic as Kid Goku, and myself, I am just impressed. There really isn't very too many faults I can point out of hers. I mean, the yelling is excellent, the attacks sound really good, she's able to pull off cocky Goku, she's able to pull off angry Goku really well, she's able to pull off laid-back Goku. I really don't have a complaint on this version. The only complaint that I have is, well, I kind of wish we got more roles from her because she is just fantastic. And like I said, if you've ever watched G Gundam, you would hear her as Sai Saishi, and she nails that role too. She's definitely talented enough to play the little kid roles perfectly. But she's my third favorite. There's 2 more spots left open, and I wonder who they're going to go to. Anyhow, let's move on to the next round.
A what? I've never met a girl. Are you for real? A female, you know, not a boy. Yeah, Grandpa told me about them, but until you, he's the only human I've ever seen. Huh? Yeah, I'm sort of an orphan. But Grandpa told me if I ever met one of you girls, I should be as pleasant as possible.
Barbara Goodson. Yep, the second best Kid Goku is Barbara Goodson. And ironically, I think she was the first English Kid Goku that we ever had. And this is when Goku went by 0, by the way, before the scripts kind of got... This is the Harmony Gold Goku. And we know how infamous the Harmony Gold dubs to stuff is, but man, did they pick a really great Kid Goku here. And yeah, I'm using the term really great. Barbara Goodson, I think a lot of people tried to mimic her performance as Kid Goku, including the Ocean dub cast, including Colleen, including Saffron Henderson, and including the person that's above her on this list. I think a lot of people went to the basics and tried to mimic her performance for this role of Kid Goku, and Barbara really kicked ass in this role. I can't really nail what I like about it, but she doesn't... You cannot tell that it's a woman doing the voice, and that's what I kind of like with this performance. You could tell it's a boy, and she's notoriously known for voicing boy characters before, like Naota from Fooly Cooly, or many other boy characters, say her character in Wolf's Rain. Her and Mona Marshall would be excellent as a Kid Goku. I love Barbara Goodson's performance in this a lot. She's able to get funny Goku down to a T. She's able to get angry Goku down. I almost like every little piece of performance with her here, and it's just fantastic. The only thing that I have against her performance, just a little, and it's not her fault, is the quality of the dub. It's definitely mono picture. You can only really watch this off a VHS recording or whatever, and it's not terrible, but yeah, Barbara is so talented and really well done as Kid Goku. She just nearly is my favorite. She's definitely my second favorite for many reasons, and if she came back to play Kid Goku again, I surely wouldn't complain. I would be really happy, but unfortunately, or fortunately in some cases, we have a great Kid Goku currently again. But Barbara, man, if she came back to have voiced Kid Goku in, say, Dragon Ball Kai, which I know the whole union stuff, California and Texas, it's not that easy to do, I wouldn't complain, and I probably would watch Kai with no complaints. Or if she had redubbed all of Dragon Ball, got the entire cast, because the cast that they used with the dub around her was actually really good. They had Wendy Lee as Bulma. They had a lot of interesting voice acting choices in this version of the Harmony Gold dub to Dragon Ball. If they had just fixed the names and stuff, it really would have been a solid dub. But man, did they really hit it out of the park with probably the very first Kid Goku that anybody has heard. And they actually picked Rita from freaking Power Rangers to do the voice. And it just couldn't be more perfect than that. But however, she's my second favorite. There is obviously a number one. Let's move to it.
And you took him away! I'll never let you do that again! Never!
Yep, it's Stephanie and Donnelly. We all knew that this one was going to be on my list for sure. We all knew that Stephanie is my go-to Kid Goku and Kid Gohan. She is the best performance. She is so damn good. They brought her back for Dragon Ball Daima, which, yeah, I am so glad. And what do I think of her performance there within the 15 years of her being gone? It's like she never left. She has gotten that good. She's so much more seasoned, and you can't even tell. She's gotten a hold of the character. When I look at a photo of Kid Goku or whatever, her version of the character comes to mind. Hearing it, the laugh she has down perfectly, the angry Goku she has down perfectly, the chilled and jokingly Goku she has down. She is the best version of Kid Goku that the English fans have ever gotten. She's mastered the role. Even when Funimation tried to take the role away from her, after Dragon Ball Daima got redubbed, or got dubbed, not redubbed, got dubbed, they gave the role back to her, knowing that she is Kid Goku. And I'm honestly going to have to agree. As much as I like Barbara Goodson and Zoe Saussure, Stephanie is the queen of Kid Goku voices. She's able just to find so many layers to the character, which I like so much, and she's able to make him even more likable. It's a very similar performance to the Japanese voice actress too. It's pretty much what got Peter Kalamas as my favorite adult Goku. If I were able to do the casting, I would have Peter Kalamas as adult Goku, and I would have Stephanie Donnelly as Kid Goku, and that would be my dream team dub of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. But Stephanie she is an excellent Kid Goku. She's my favorite Kid Goku, and honestly, she is the best of the best. I think that the attacks that she screams out is excellent. She outdoes everyone on that, and the screaming chops are unfreaking believable. Even 15 years from taking a break of voicing the character, she comes back in Dragon Ball Daima, and it's just like she had never left. I mean, damn. I also prefer her as Kid Gohan too, but that's just my own personal preference. She's just fan-freaking-tastic, and I can't believe that they actually took the job away from her years ago in Dragon Ball Kai. It just wasn't right, and they tried so many replacements at the time to get her replaced, but no, you cannot replace her version of Kid Goku. People even say that in the video games and everything, or when they're reading the manga, her voice is the main voice that they hear, and I've got to agree with them. Her voice is the main voice I hear. She has made the character completely and utterly likable. She is the character, and you cannot really take that away from her. Yes, she is worthy of being the best Kid Goku, and I will die on that hill. And not just me, millions of other people probably agree too, including younger directors who are working on the dub of Daima that just got her to come back for the role, which I am so thankful she came back for the role. That she is the reason that I am watching Dragon Ball Daima. If it was dubbed and Colleen has been voicing Goku or whoever, I would have just turned the freaking thing off. I wouldn't have cared. Anyhow, that about wraps it up here. Well, that ends it. I'm finally done ranking Kid Goku voices. I never thought I would be doing this again. And, well, yeah, apparently my adult Goku voice video was popular, and I thought, well, what the hell? I'll do the Kid Goku voice. I mean, see what that brings. If you guys like this one and you want me to keep going, maybe I'll do Kid Gohan next, or I would do Vegeta, but there's not that many voices for him nowadays. So, yeah. And I've already kind of done a ranking of voices like that, similar in the past when I had Ocean Dub or the other dubs fighting up against each other. Honestly, there really isn't a bad performance of Vegeta. I like both Brian Drummond and Chris Sabat really well, and I keep them kind of on equal paths. But, yeah, people wanted me to rank Vegeta, and I couldn't kind of not, and it would be just a really short video if I did that. So it'd be kind of obvious who the best Vegeta is, and as much as I don't like him as a person, Chris Sabat, I would probably rank as the best Vegeta. But if there's anyone else, any other character with multiple voices that you want me to rank, tell me in the comments. I'll probably will do that. I might do the Sailor Moon voices because there have been multiple performances of Sailor Moon. I mean, there's Linda Ballantyne, and my least favorite Sailor Moon is probably Stephanie Shea because she's just terrible. But the Deke dub gave us multiple voices. I might rank those. So if anyone wants me to do that, tell me in the comments. If there's any other suggestions of characters with multiple voices you want me to do, tell me. I'll probably rank them. Always remember, I'm listening.
Hi, this is Peter Calamus. Many of you know me as Ralph, but I happen to be Mr. Tim's favorite Goku. Now, I'm here to tell you guys to like and subscribe to see more lists, reviews, and interviews. So, like and subscribe. I'm pointing here like it's right in front of me. Like and subscribe so you don't miss out. Huh? Yeah.